Restaurant Unstoppable. Inspire, empower, and transform the industry. If you could distill the biggest lesson up to this point of your career before really diving in as a career cook, what's the biggest lesson?
Oh, that's a really good question.
I think I highlighted the idea of just starting and showing up.
Well, that's part of it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're extending this question through my time at Stars, because I learned a lot at Stars, right? I learned a lot of lessons at Stars. So there are a few that I learned there. I think the biggest one was everyone at Stars was encouraged to come up with dishes for specials, right? Because the menu changed every day. And I had something I'd been workshopping, and I was pretty proud of it, and I thought it would be a good. And there were a couple things that weren't exactly right, but it was close. You could get the idea, and so I said to Jeremiah, I've been working on this thing. Can you come try it? And he said, sure. So I made it. I gave it to him, and I said, yeah, and this over here, this would actually be so and so, and I'm still working on this. And he looked at me funny, and he pushes the plate back to me and says, when it's right, I'll look at it. And I was like, okay. Right?
So you told him that it wasn't in your mind ready.
Yeah, and
okay.
Jeremiah was very black and white. Things are right or they're not right. Mm-hmm. And that, again, it may seem obvious, but it's shocking how few people in the industry think that way. I mean, it's just, everyth's on a sliding scale.
It's a standard, right?
It's a standard.
What was what we were talking about when we started the episode? Whatever your standard is. What was the quote?
What you accept becomes your standard.
So how does that tie into what's happening here in this moment?
Right now, talking to you?
No, in this moment in your story with Jeremiah.
Well, he was just saying this is not good enough. Why do you want me to eat something that's not right? Mm-hmm. What do what's the point?
So get to the point where you are ready, workshop it, get to the point where you are ready, where you think
I'll have a comment on this when it's
Don't
when
waste
it's
my
right.
time helping
Don't waste
you
my
get
time.
there. Yeah, I get that.
And that was a great one. One of the other great lessons I learned from Jeremiah was we all sort of, as we got more senior, we rotated into these roles of,
management or...
Yeah, I mean, not quite. You become like a sous chef for the day or something crazy like that. And one day I was the sous chef for the day, and I was actually in charge of putting sort of the menu together. And I was very junior, and this was a big deal, and I was trying to, put my thoughts in order, and I couldn't find, what I was, I just couldn't get it together. And I ended up taking a pad and a pencil and going in a closet and closing the door just because it was quiet.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Jeremiah came along, he opened the closet door, and I'm in there with a pencil and piece of paper, and he goes, what are you doing in there? And I said, I'm just trying to think. And he said, good, that's what I pay you for, and closed the closet door. And I was always, at the time it didn't register as much to me, but many years later, dealing with chefs and regional directors and COOs and things like that, and I would say to them, calm down, stop, you're giving me bad decisions, go home, go to a coffee shop, go in the corner, just
be calm, be still.
Calm, be still.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be thinking, not acting right now. Yeah. Which I was, again.
So he reinforced that behavior for you, the idea of just being still, thinking, being intentional, right?
Yeah.